A warm welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Yes, it's that time of year again, and detailing giants Soft99 are running a cracking deal with their Black Week sale, which runs from the 24th to the 30th of November. So if you buy 2 products, you get 20% off. So you might be on a budget, you might not have loads of money to spend on detailing products, but that's still a healthy discount. If you buy 3 products, you get 30% off. You get the idea. If you buy 5 products, you get 40% off, which is getting quite juicy in terms of discounts and margins and all that sort of stuff. That's a good little tempting one. But if you buy 8 products, you get 50% off, half price, and that is a really good deal. The key thing about this is you can shop around that range and pick the products you want and get that discount. Rather than some things, you see products that are perhaps slow sellers heavily discounted around Black Friday time. I like it where you can buy the stuff that you want and still get a really good discount. Okay, so product pick number 1. This is how I discovered Soft99 back in the day. Yes, you guessed it. Fusso coat. This is perhaps their most iconic, well-known product in the UK. Why was this product popular? Because a lot of people discovered it, put it on their cars. It's a wax effectively, and noticed straight away that it's very hydrophobic and very durable. And it really raised the bar in terms of how long a protection product could last on your paintwork, to kind of compared to traditional kinds of paste waxes and stuff like that. So a very popular product that went kind of viral back in the day before the internet was popular and things went viral. Now, the thing that really draws me to Soft99 is they are not just about Fusso wax. They have a large range of waxes, and the cool thing about all those paste waxes is they're all different. They have this durability performance wax that's kind of PTFE fluoropolymer based, so very hydrophobic, very slidey. But they have water-based waxes that don't use solvents. They have topper waxes, synthetic kind of topper waxes, wax on and wax off products. They have old school with the premium authentic carnauba based show wax type of products. They have durable kind of gloss waxes like the King of Gloss, other hydrophobic waxes like Water Blocker, even kind of like cleanser waxes with abrasives in it that kind of prepare the paint, like glaze waxes. And each wax undergoes its own kind of development cycle. So at the heart of this brand is someone that is really into sort of making these blends of wax products, which is something that I am really into. So that's how I discovered them. The product number 2 you have to check out, guys, is Glyco Compound. I've got it upside down. I discovered this product about 3 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, which is relatively short for me because I thought I'd seen most of the good products in most areas. Now, this is a glass polish. It's a preparation product, not a sort of protection product. Comes in this applicator dispenser with a felt applicator on it, and it means you don't have to apply it to any separate media and kind of wash that media and stuff like that. So you don't need anything else other than this. That's all you need to use this product. Why is it important to polish your glass before you put down like a windscreen sealant in like the Glyco products, for example? If you don't do that, you have the remnants of previous glass sealant films or spray and rinse protection products on your glass, or surfactant films, or oily, dirty films that have dried on the car. If you go straight on top of all of that stuff with sealant, the chances of you getting like patchiness or, not a really clear vision when you've got certain lights is increased. So it's really important to prepare you back to bare hydrophilic prepped glass. Okay, so there's lots of glass polishes. So why is this one good beyond the applicator? It's because it's aggressive. You work it by hand, and as you work it, you see the hydrophobic properties of the glass disappear and it starts to bite into the panel. At that point, you're getting through those materials and you're getting back to bare glass. You don't want that process to take too long. When you don't want it to be 10, 20 passes with it to get you back to bare glass on each section. You want it to be 3 or 4 rotations or swipes to get you back to that bare glass, or else doing the whole windscreen and potentially a whole car, or even a big windscreen on a commercial vehicle is going to be a lot of work. So you want the product to do the work for you. So it is aggressive, but it gets you there quickly and it really strips off the remnants. The other thing is using polishes is messy. Okay, polish and abrasive slurries are messy, but this rinses off the car and breaks down with water. So as I've said before, you can wash off the car, wash off your screen, and then go and do this while the car's still wet, and then just do a final rinse off, and all of the product, you just rinse it off of the car, and then you dry off your car normally, and you move on to the glamorous stage of applying protection. But yeah, it's just really, really efficient to use this product. It works. And in this particular video, with this particular deal, you're going to be able to get it at a really good price. This product, I go through quite a lot of it as well, so you may want to consider buying more than one. Following on from the Glaco compound, this is the glass sealant that I recommend, Glaco Ultra. Now, within the Glaco range, they have more than 10 different kind of products for various automotive glass surfaces. Out of all of those products, I think the Glaco Ultra is their best windscreen sealant. Again, it's got a really handy applicator bottle, so you don't need you don't need anything else to apply it. Once you've prepped your glass and your glass is clean, degreased, dry, you just follow the instructions and just lay this onto the glass. You let it cure and you just buff it with a cloth. It buffs off pretty easily, it dry cures, and then you just swipe it off of the panel. And that's pretty much it. The things I like about this beyond that is optically, I think it's probably the best product in the Glaco lineup. It's the one that I never see it's there, which is important for me with glass sealants. It also lasts the longest out of all their glass sealants, which I think is ultimately important. With glass sealants, as we've talked about before, the windscreen wiper abrasion rubs on them, and they're only thin films of material, so durability is important, and some other glass sealants can get eroded quite rapidly. In for and Bully special prize. Okay, get back to being serious. The fourth thing that I'd recommend you try, the Kamatori wheel and tyre cleaner. So I wanted to recommend some other stuff apart from just protection products. Why? Well, this product, I think first of all, the sprayer, the bottle that it comes in is one of few bottles that I actually keep. It's larger, it's an 800ml bottle rather than the small kind of, 500ml one. And it's just cool. You can hold your detailing brushes in it, which is handy for when you're doing wheels. It's just a cool sprayer. It's also got a foaming setting on the nib, so you can foam out the product or you can spray it out depending on what your preference is. So wheel and tyre cleaner, I think chemically the key thing with this is that it has a bit of poke, but it's not caustic and it's not dangerous. You could use this on a high-end alloy. You could use this. The highest end alloy I've ever seen is a carbon fibre alloy. It was on a Ferrari. But typically a high-end alloy might be like a satin finish or something like that. You get lots of really nice gloss black finishes or bare metal finishes. This is safe and it uses limonene and surfactants rather than kind of very strong acids or caustic kind of materials to attack things. But caustic materials that attack solid particles are effective, but they're also corrosive. And that's why, they're not often advisable to use them on bare metals or sensitive finishes. So this would be a good product that will clean dirty wheels, but it will be safe on your alloys. And I just like the packaging. I think it's kind of like a cool product to use. So that's number 4. Number 5, guys, you may have seen this one before. This is kind of called Fusso Coat, but Speed and Barrier, I think, is the official product name. Now, there's been a shift in the last kind of 5 to 10 years, and that shift is more towards spray wax style products or water-based spray sealants. Why has that shift happened? Because you can apply them quicker, essentially. That's my opinion. I think they're just quicker to spray out on a panel, spray, spread and buff, no cure times. The Fusso Coat Speed and Barrier uses the same kind of fundamental fluoro technology that the Fusso product uses. It's a powerful product. It's a paintwork sealant. It will deliver 6 months, which isn't quite as long as the baseline Fusso paste wax that we talked about. But it's also advertised, I kept that little sticker on the back, as the Fusso Coat Boost. Because if you're using Fusso, you know, and you want that kind of slick, low friction, low roll down water angle sort of thing, if you top it with something else, you might lose some of the advantages of using that particular formula. So you're topping like for like. It's small advantages, but they're still there, and some people like that. So you're topping up what's on there with a similar kind of functional material, or even maybe even the same kind of core active ingredient. Who knows? The thing with this product is it's not a detail spray. It's a powerful sealant. You don't need to use it every single wash time. And when you use it, I feel it's one of those categories of products where it is definitely less is more. So literally a little spritz onto your applicator, quickly cover the panel and then wipe that panel with a clean applicator, move on to the next one. And you can have this applied on your car in less than 5 minutes. And you could do that on a product, on a car that's been protected with the Fusso Coat baseline sealant. And you could do that every 2 months and it will take you 5 minutes. And after you've applied it, the hydrophobicity will be there. It beads as well like crazy because of that PTFE based kind of stuff that has all the contact angles. That is a cool product. Next up, number 6, we're going to go for a left field one as well. So I'm going to pan it in from the left, but it will probably be the right. Never improvise. This is Glaco Aero, or that's what I call it. This is a wing mirror spray sealant, so it's for your wing mirrors. You can also use it on reversing cameras, which means it's kind of like a bit more of a niche product than the Glaco Ultra that we talked about. So it's got a specific function. What I like about this is you can just basically spray it on and leave it. You can use the packaging to collect up any overspray if you like, but you can just spray it on. And it vapes out and then just disappears, and then your wing mirror is going to be hydrophobic. I'm not sure what the durability claims is for this, but this lasts years because you're not rubbing on that. So you just get this, spray it on. Don't use the whole can. You could probably get like 6, 7, 8 wing mirrors out of this. Don't quote me on that. Use it, put this away in your cupboard, then in a few years just spray it on again. And it just helps maintain visibility in your wing mirrors. Quite a cool little product. If you've not tried it, that's one of my recommendations. Product number 7 in my lineup, Glaco Cleaner. This is a glass cleaner and water repellent kind of sealer in one. I think of it as more of a maintenance product when you've gone through and prepped the glass with the compound, applied a glass sealant from the Glaco range, and then you can maintain that hydrophobic performance and clean your glass at the same time with this product. Now, when I first discovered Glaco Ultra, I was guilty of not really doing this, using this kind of product as a maintenance product. I just put the glass sealant down and use it till it's gone and then reapply it, which you could do. But the thing with glass sealants is they're at their best when the hydrophobic performance is really fresh, I guess like with any protection. And the other thing with glass sealants is essentially your windscreen gets cleaned when you wash the car with detergents and you go over it with a wash mitt and you dry off the car with a drying towel. So you don't need to intensively clean that windshield glass every time. You know, just a wipe over with a microfiber cloth. Now, the key thing is then you sort of use this like a glass cleaner. What I've learnt with this product is you do not go hurling on like 20 sprays all over your front windscreen and then try to buff that. No, you mist just one spray of this into a microfiber towel and just wipe over that glass till it's clean. That's it. Just wipe it, flip if you want, do whatever you want. It shouldn't be difficult. But by doing that, it maintains the hydrophobic performance of your glass sealant. So, you know, when you then go out and it's raining, what you want to see is the water kind of being blown off the glass without having to keep flipping your wiper blades on. And like, if you're like me, sometimes it rains a bit heavy and you have to go up into the fast mode and you slow them back down to the low mode, and you can adjust the slow mode and you're messing around. If you can not put them on because the water's just blowing off, then that's getting the most out of your windshield sealant. So this product does make the investment of time that you've put in to getting the hydrophobic sealant on your glass more worthwhile, and it's not difficult and it's quick to apply. So that is De Glacco. Oh, I always get it the wrong way around. Glacco De Cleaner, not Cleaner De Glacco. Product number 8. Now there's a little bit of duplication here because I might have mentioned that if you didn't want Fusso, you might want to look at some of these other ones. But anyway, get on with it. Product number 8 that I'm recommending is Mirror Shine. So this product, it's a synthetic paste wax. On paper, I prefer carnauba waxes. So why am I saying Mirror Shine and not Premium Authentic? When we did a comparison like of all of the Soft99 kind of waxes, this one did very well in the gloss testing, but it's just the way it buffs on and buffs off without any cure time and still lasts. Normally if you buff something straight off without curing, it doesn't last long, but for whatever reason you put this on the panel, you buff it, so you could apply it to a wing in literally 10 seconds. You just spread it all over and then buff it, and it shines up the panel. Yes, perhaps it's more of a summer product, perhaps it's more of a show car type product rather than a sort of durability kind of monster like the Fusso coat, but I still think there's a place for those products that really give you that kind of satisfying buff if you're into that. And I think the type of people that like the Soft99 products will be into and interested in all of these kind of paste waxes, and this is definitely a really cool product. So that is the Mirror Shine. If you tried Mirror Shine and Fusso, I'm just going to caveat this because it is important, then perhaps it's one of these next 3 products that we talked about. I just want to show them to you. So these are alternatives on that list of 8 if you've tried any of these. Premium Authentic, that is a very grainy, high carnauba show wax. It's old school, but it's cool if you like carnauba and think of surfboards and grainy waxes that kind of melt down. King of Gloss, a synthetic show wax topper, high gloss wax, but still dry cures and lasts, has more detergent resistance and stuff than the Premium Authentic. Or, as I said before, the balance between all of these waxes. This is the one product that perhaps gives you a bit of everything within their protection range. Carnauba based, but hydrophobic, curing, reasonable durability, and that is Kwame. Again, I think they do a light and a dark version, so the same kind of rule applies. So the Kwame is the jack of all trades. Finally, guys, this isn't about just saving money. This is about kind of precision. This is about making decisions that are right for you and picking the products that meet your requirements. So Soft99, as I've said before, are very strong in the protection products for your cars. They've been doing it for decades. They have a wide range of products. It's not just paste waxes. You have other liquid sealants like F7 and some of the stuff that I've mentioned to you. They have spray and rinse products. They have a wide range of kind of detail sprays, but they have all the decontamination and the wash stuff as well. So use this Black Friday sale to get those kind of iconic products that you use and go through, but also potentially use it to pick some new products that you may or may not have tried before, which meet your requirements of what you're looking to do. The sign of good products for me are the ones that you use and you use them all up. And once you've used them all up, you go back and buy them again. And there's a lot of products in this Soft99 range which I've bought multiple times. So that's part of the deal for me. They have real expertise in formulation and a very interesting kind of chemical approach that's slightly unique. Yeah, it just makes it really cool. And you top that off with a really good Black Friday sale. And as I said before, these Black Friday sales that Soft99 do are very popular because that discount is significant, isn't it? That's a good saving. Say, for example, you buy 8 products and spend £100. Well, you save £50. So that is a really good deal. And I just want to say as well, a huge thank you to Soft99 for partnering up with the channel. They are a phenomenal brand. I hope you have a great Black Friday, and I hope some of these recommendations have been useful. I also want you to put in the comments what products you think should have been in my 8 list that I've missed, and you may well be right, but these are the ones that came to mind when I was doing the video. So thanks for watching and take care.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I?